What's up, everybody? Doc 1985. There's levels to this. Yo, ISO.
Hey, what's good, Doc?
What's up, bud? How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. It's Friday, about to enjoy the weekend. How about you?
I'm gonna try to enjoy the weekend. Look, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna call this one-on-one with the doc. You are in the hot seat. I'm gonna ask you questions
Hey,
because of what you did to me.
I didn't do nothing.
The setup you did to me. No, I'm kidding. All right, let's go.
All
Let's jump right to it, okay?
right, let's kick it.
So what happened yesterday? Start
All
from the
right,
beginning,
so
from when you heard the initial information and walk through
okay,
it, and then let me know how you feel now after all the information that's been out.
okay,
Go ahead.
so chilling on YouTube,
Hmm.
Review Tech USA uh puts out a video, talks about Ratchet and Clank 4K 30, and I was like, "Nah, there's no way." I didn't believe it, right? I'm surprised. I'm like, "It's a next gen game. Come on." So I look it up. I go to Google, and there's four different sites with articles
Hmm.
saying, "Hey, Insomnia confirmed 4K 30, and then a less resolution, right?" So with that, I'm like, "Oh, this is real, right? This is real." The only concern I had was the articles were from kind of late 2020, but I'm like, "Hey, it's confirmation is confirmation, you know." So, hey, there's no other information out there. This is legit. And I actually called you, Doc, let you know. And I was like, "Hey, did you know this?" And you were like, "No." And I'm like, "Yo, this is ridiculous. Like this shouldn't be happening." And you're like, "Hey, you got to make a video." I was like, "Oh, I plan to." So I made my video. Obviously, you did a reaction to it. You
Right?
let me know what's gonna happen, and everything you said that was gonna happen happened. And then
What do you
now
mean by that?
today,
What do you mean by everything I said was gonna happen happen?
so you mentioned basically the Sony ponies. The fans are gonna come in. They're gonna pretty much counter my argument with random things, calling me an Xbot, saying Xbox doesn't have games, ignoring certain actual like what I believe was facts, right? I.e. the 4K 30, ignoring that, saying nah, it's not 1080 60, it's gonna be 1440, and I'm like, whoa, you are so you're ignoring the 4K 30 then? So you agree because you're not talking about it. Obviously, it's something that most likely is true, and it was just hilarious because there's a lot of things I'm not talking about Xbox. I'm not saying the game's going to be bad. I'm not saying PlayStation sucks. I'm not saying that all this ridiculous stuff people are mentioning. I'm talking about the game's performance. Never did I say the game was going to be bad
Mm-hmm.
or hate on it. I was
Mm-hmm.
hating on the performance of the game. I like Ratchet and Clank. I have a PS5. That was the first console I bought. So it's pretty hilarious that people are calling me an Xbot now just because I stated that, hey, this is PS5 slacking, right? If this is the case. Nor did I did not mention in the video that Xbox was better or any of this crazy nonsense that they're mentioning. So it was pretty wild. I had to be like, what are you talking about?
Here's the thing, ISO. The
Mhm.
title of your video made sense, so I'm gonna ask
Right.
you to see if you still feel the same way. The title of your video stated something to the effect that this is not next gen.
So
If 4K 30, 1080p 60 was to be confirmed, would you consider that next gen?
no. Oh wait, say again. 4K 30, right?
4K 30, yeah,
Yep.
and 1080p 60. If that was the
Okay.
case, because that's you went off of the information that you had,
Right.
right? That's the
Yes.
information that you had, right?
Yes.
So you considered that. That's why you made your title saying you didn't say the game was going to be bad, like you said. I agree
Nope.
with you. I didn't hear you say that. You just said it's not next gen.
Yep. To me, that is not a next gen game.
You also had a problem with the $70 price tag for a game that's not next gen,
Yes, I
right?
did because 4K 30, that's on the PS4 Pro and previous generation. Why I bought a PS5 for all this advertisement, next gen, the whole slogan PS5, there's no limit. Seems like you're limiting. Oh, funny enough too, on the box, it says 8K,
You just-
4K, 120, and then it says HDR. And then I know the counter argument is, oh, it's gonna be up to 120. So you're telling me you're okay with the bare minimum of 30? That's not how it should be. Just saying.
So the $70 price tag doesn't make sense for something that's
No,
considered next gen, but it's not next gen. Okay,
no.
so you made that video off of the information that you had at the time, right?
Yes, I did. Yep.
Okay. How do you feel now? Do you feel wrong? Do you apologize for that information? What do you feel sorry for, if anything? I already
So
made
I
my
am.
apology video, so
Yes.
my people know I'm clear about what I'm sorry for and what I'm not sorry for.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So I'm sorry that I didn't have the information for the lower resolution. That is the only information that I feel was not correct, because in the articles it said 4K 30 is confirmed. If you look it up, literally all these articles come out and they're saying the same thing. There has not been one article that says something different. And I Googled resolution. I typed in the game name and I put in resolution, and all of them said the same thing. So, yes, they were dated for late 2020, but that was the latest news for the game. So, why would I not believe it when there's no other information or any other articles saying something else? There wasn't. It was all the same thing. So, I don't feel wrong at all. And the thing is, people kept avoiding the 4K 30 and they're like, oh, it's not 1080p 60. It could be 1440p 60, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you do realize as of right now, the PS5 doesn't support 1440. And a lot of TVs do not support 1440. So using kind of, it's either going to be 4K or 1080. Yeah, it's going to go from 4K 30 to 1080 60. I don't see any other options. I even asked someone, like, what is another resolution then? What is it?
Right.
And then, they're
Couldn't give
just
you an
like, oh,
answer.
it's 1440. Yeah, they're still stuck on the 1440.
Okay. So you're
Yeah.
apologizing for that lower resolution, not having
Yes.
the information solid, right?
Yes. I apologize for those who, actually wanted the information. Like they were humble about it. They're like, hey, where's the article? Where's the article? Where'd you get this information? Where'd you get it? Are you talking about Rich's video? Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? I don't apologize for those who were accepting the 4K 30.
Listen,
That was terrible.
ISO, you're gonna have some Sony ponies that gallop straight. Those are
Mhm.
those are the ones that are good. I'll get on their backs. But then you
Yep.
got some of these Sony ponies that gallop in circles. That don't know what they're
Yeah.
what they're doing. They keep chasing their tails. Just capping for Sony hard. Okay, so then
Yeah.
what information do you have now that makes you want to apologize though?
So the only information that we all have is from the developer basically tweeting at, Rich,
Mm-hmm.
saying that, hey, where'd you get this information? That's not confirmed. We haven't released the information yet. We're still tweaking with the resolution, but they still have not provided what it is. So I don't believe I'm quite wrong yet. I really don't. I feel like there's still the potential that I might be right.
So
We
this is the same thing that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth when I
yeah,
apologized because we're not right,
yeah, but
but
we're not quite wrong either. There's nothing.
because he hasn't he said they haven't released it.
Yeah.
So then my question to you, ISO, why would a gaming company that the game is going to release next month
Mhm.
not release the specs? Are they still updating the specs
I
a month out?
it's it's a weird thing because with
Why?
it coming out in like 2 to 3 weeks, it's like why can't you say, oh no, it's not going to be 1080p 60, don't worry. Like you could easily say that and that would have just debunked everything.
That would
But
have
the fact
clearly
that
debunked it.
yeah,
If he would have said it
yeah,
is not,
yeah,
if he would have just straight up said it is not 1080p 60.
yep. But he didn't. He just said, "Where'd you get this information? There's nothing out there yet. We're still tweaking."
Now
That
I'm sure he's got like a non-disclosure agreement or something like that. I'm sure he does. So
yeah,
maybe
that's a
that's why.
possibility too.
Maybe that.
Yeah,
But then why say anything?
that's true. You could have just left it, surprise everyone on release date. Because
Yeah.
essentially, with the comments of like, "We'll see on release date," that was, "Hey, we'll see. We'll see when the game
Or
comes
not.
out. We'll be able to see what the performance is."
Right.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. So just to be clear to everybody, Isomotion Gaming is apologizing for
Yes.
not being 100% factual on his
Yes.
reporting. With that being said, ISO, are you a gaming technology guru or expert?
No, I'm just a casual gamer. I say it in all my videos, casual gamer at its finest. I just like to enjoy games on my computer. PS5, my Xbox Series S. I did the research. I honestly felt I had the correct information. I mean, hey, mistakes were made. I'm sorry that it happened, but there was articles out there for it. So there's other people in the comments too. They're like, yeah, I looked it up. Yeah, you're right. 4K 30. Like they thought the same thing.
Plenty of people
And it's
found the same articles that me and you found.
yeah,
Plenty of
exactly.
people. Yeah.
And some people are like, where are you finding this? Where are you finding this? I'm like, do you not Google just the game and put like resolution or frames?
You
And
could literally
there's
put Ratchet
articles
and
on it.
Clank performance, and then you'll see
Yeah.
exactly what pops up.
Right. So I was like, how do you not like look it up? Because that's exactly what I did. I Googled it, and I understand not everything on the internet is correct, but when you have multiple articles from these places like Polygon, somewhat reliable, it's kind of like, and there's multiple. I, I thought it was right, and I do feel it is somewhat right still.
Well, you said
Yeah.
you're right about the 4K 30.
Yeah. Well, okay. So from the articles, it said they confirmed 4K 30. So unless the articles are all wrong that they all published, which is weird because I feel like they would have did something by now, or they're just trying to finesse everybody and we'll see what happens. It's weird because I'm like, how are you gonna have multiple articles that say the same thing?
Yeah. So then what happens, ISO, when this game comes out? If indeed we were wrong, right? We already apologized, but let's say indeed we were wrong and the game is running 4K 60 without ray tracing. Like, I understand people talking about you can't expect 4K 60 with ray tracing. I agree. I think ray tracing is one of the dumbest things ever. It's a waste of power and technology. So that's fine. 4K 60 without ray tracing. If the game is running at that, how do you feel?
I would be extremely happy. I would be so. I never hated on the game to begin with, which is funny because you mentioned it. They're gonna ignore everything I say and then turn it around. You're an Xbot. You like Xbox.
Told you. I told
What
you.
about this game? What about that game? Oh, Xbox has no games. I'm like, I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about Ratchet and Clank and the performance.
Right.
Never did I say the game was gonna be bad. Never did I take a shit on it. Like I just took a shit on the performance. The performance. That's it. And I just said that's not next gen.
Not
And
next gen.
people just got triggered and they just related it to everything. And the $70, right? But they just like, nah, oh, Xbox, they just went ham on everything. I'm like, that's not what I'm talking about. Come on, like stay on the subject. Come on, let's keep it real. Don't fake the funk on a nasty dunk. Let's go. Come on, stay on the subject. Let's go.
Yep. For me, I agree with you. I hope it's not 1080p 60. I hope it lives up to a next gen game. We believe in generations, like they said, and I hope it's worth the $70 that people are going to be paying for. That's really what I hope for. So no hate on this side.
Yep.
However, what happens if this game comes out and it actually is 1080p 60?
If the game comes out and it is in fact 4K 30, 1080p 60, I'm gonna be really disappointed. And basically, I'm just like, I told you guys. I told you guys. I told you how I felt about it. And I was hoping that I was wrong. And I still hope I'm wrong right now. But if I'm right, it's going to suck. And it's going to make me feel even more disappointed in the fact that I bought a PS5. And they're coming out with these great games, but they're not performing where they should be. And people are defending that, where it's like, no, it's the next generation. It should be minimum 4K 60.
I want everybody to understand exactly what you're saying right now, ISO. I want everybody to understand it. Nobody is saying that a 1080p 60 game is bad. ISO doesn't believe that. I don't believe that at all. However, we're not going to cap and we're not going to pretend like 4K 60 doesn't make a game that's already great even better. Like, we're not going to lie, okay? If you're playing, trust me, Grand Theft Auto at 30 frames per second is a huge difference than playing GTA 5 at 60 frames. Huge difference, okay?
Yes.
Huge difference,
you
right?
Will know.
Yes.
You will know.
Trust me. The game is still great. Trust me, it is, but it's a huge difference, right? But nobody's saying that 1080p 60 is bad. We're not saying it's bad. Definitely playable, definitely enjoyable. You could definitely have great experience. We had those great experience last generation, did we not? 1080p 60, great games, amazing games, games of the year, games that are going to make you remember them forever. What we're saying is that's not next gen, and it's not worth the next gen price tag of $70. That's what it comes down to.
They put the price up for a reason. So it's like, okay, you're to charge me more money, give me more.
Exactly.
the thing I hate is they're like, oh, they're putting more into the game, which is why it has to be 4K 30. And it's, to me, it's like, leave out ray tracing. You don't need it. The game will still look so beautiful, and you will get 4K 60. I do not use ray tracing. If I put ray tracing, I go from 90 to 100 FPS to maybe like 60 to 70. That's almost a 50% difference. And I have a 2080 Super with an i7, okay? Like, I have a pretty beefy computer. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. It's pretty up there. So, you don't need ray tracing. The games look beautiful. Resident Evil Village looks beautiful without ray tracing. You do not need it. And the fact that they put it in is what ruins it and why you're getting 4K 30, if it is true.
Facts. All right, ISO. I think we pretty much covered this topic. I wanted to do this interview because, man, you put me in some heat too, man. I gotta be honest with you. So I said I gotta call you, put you on the spot and talk to you about this. But yeah, so we both apologize for not being right, but we're
not having
we're not
all
wrong.
The information. We're in a weird scenario, Doc. So let's be real. We are, because we're not wrong yet, but we do understand we might be wrong.
This is a pimp move. This is how pimps talk. I talk about this on my channel all the time. This is how pimps operate. They keep you in limbo, right? Right now, Insomniac is keeping us in this limbo state. People are going to drop this $70 for this game without really knowing what the resolution is, and I doubt they're going to change the resolution within a month. So maybe this guy had a non-disclosure agreement that says he can't talk about it at all, and he got triggered by what Rich said, and that's what it is. The only reason why I feel a little bit better that it's probably not going to be 1080p 60, it's for the fact that Rich actually apologized, which leads me to believe that maybe that developer told Rich something behind the scenes that Rich can't disclose to all of us. Like, no, bro, like I can't tell anybody, you can't tell anybody, but it's actually running at this, whatever. But
yeah, that might be true.
Hey, ISO, listen, man. It takes a big man to apologize, especially when you're not fully wrong, right? But you know that you could be wrong enough that it's just worth the apology, right? Yeah. It takes a big man to do that, right? So I appreciate you coming on my channel and allowing me to ask you these, hard questions, and you being honest and you apologizing and you stating, we'll try to do better. This is from me and ISO, but me and ISO both are just two guys that make videos about video games because we like video games, okay? If you're coming to us for your latest and greatest on video game news, I don't know about that. You should come to us for entertainment, number one, to hear our opinions, and just to come out and chill. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And if you want a little bit of bodiness, you come over here. If you want a little bit of PC Master Race-ish, you go over there. He a little bit of Sony Pony, but you guys are like taking off his horseshoes right now. You guys put a bad taste in his mouth.
I'm like you said, I try to stay as like somewhat neutral. Like I'm a PC gamer. I just want to enjoy my PS5. I want to enjoy my Xbox Series S. The consoles in general are slacking. It's not just PlayStation. Please keep that in mind. I am not saying Xbox is better. Some consoles do something better than each other, but
we about to end this interview. What?
Hey, stop it.
Why you have to say that?
Stop. Because
tripping. All right.
Just putting it out there. I had to wear a tank top like Doc because you over here trying to flex on me all the time.
Bro, ain't nobody flexing, bro. If I was Doc, to flex, like,
he does push-ups before he does his camera stuff, right?
That's so not true.
No, he capping.
Listen, you could tell the videos where I came back from the gym. You if you really look closely to all the videos, you can tell which ones are the ones I come back with a pump, but. No, I don't. But it is what it is. Hey, ISO, I appreciate you stopping by, man. I'm going to go ahead and play some Halo Master Chief Collection at 4K 60, and I'm going to stream it on Twitch if you want to stop by, just so you know. ISO, I said 4K 60, not that 4K 30.
Right. I appreciate you having me on.
There's levels to this. Go ahead, ISO. Let them know who you are.
All right. Later. It's your boy, ISO, Casual Gamer at its finest. Again, Casual Gamer. Hope you guys have a good one.
Peace.